The men you see with the very best bodies, the very most aesthetic and strong bodies, they got there through being disciplined, through showing up for their workouts, through training hard every single time that they went to the gym. They did that. They were disciplined in their diet. They were disciplined in their body, in their training. The thing is, often we are stuck at a stage of, oh, I don't have the motivation. Well, sure, we can be disciplined. Sure. We can have the willpower. Sure. At a point, though, motivation is kind of nice to have, right? So why does it go away? Why does it go away? Because if it is something that benefits us, if it is something that helps us, why does it go away? Well, this is what's actually happening when you feel like you lack the motivation to train, when you lack the motivation to show up for yourself in any way. Your testosterone jumps, and you're thinking, okay, what the heck? He's talking about testosterone, and we were just talking about motivation. Testosterone makes hard work feel fun. That is motivation. Hard work feel fun? That is motivation. And so your testosterone goes up because your body's always trying to maintain homeostasis, and if you are not in prime optimum health and you don't have a high baseline, then your body's going to randomly jump to see if that is what is meant to happen, right? And so you feel hyper motivated, you feel ready, you feel, I'm going to chase my goals and I'm going to get everything done. I'm going to show up for my workouts, I'm going to train hard, everything. And then maybe a day or two passes, and then after that day or two, that's what happens. Your testosterone goes down to lower than baseline, to lower what it was before, and everything feels like it's going to come apart. All of your work feels like it messes up, and now you feel like you have to start over at this time. It is imperative for you to understand that when you feel motivated, you not feeling motivated, feeling unmotivated must follow, because this hyper motivation, this hyper increase, it will just go down after. It has to. It just has to. And at a point, you get to the point where your testosterone baseline's high and you're healthy, and so you don't experience the crazy ups and downs as you might be right now, and this might just be a little bit. But that's just because your body is regulated by cycles, by your negative feedback cycles for your testosterone and all of those different things. It just is. And so you can talk about your testosterone levels going up, and then, okay, they must go down at some point if I'm feeling hyper motivated. But we can also talk about the neurotransmitter dopamine. Dopamine is found for the happiness in pursuit. That is also motivation. And so when we think about testosterone and dopamine sensitivity in our brain, if we have way too much dopamine at one point, we're feeling extremely motivated, then it must follow that we feel less motivated because we are just not as sensitive to those hormones and neurotransmitters. So that is how motivation works. And with this knowledge, you can say, okay, me feeling bad does not mean that I am doing bad. Me feeling bad can just mean that it's part of the process of me going to my goal. And in fact, me feeling bad shows that I have the opportunity to still show up for myself and still continue with my workout. Me feeling bad means that I will feel good future. I will feel good in the future because I am feeling bad right now. And if I feel good in the future, then I will feel bad at one point. Because that is just how it works. That's just there are rhythms, and there's just laws around this. And so if you feel hyper motivated, you can do this. Just use the motivation you have right now to create systems so that you can always show up. Say, I'm going to show up to the gym at this time every single day. Of course, not on my rest days. And then you just show up and you continue to show up. Because that is how you do it. That is how you continue to do it despite not having the motivation for it. So, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, see you in the next one.